showtime.
OnlySlabs.
Hey there, comic book friends and fiends. It's Rob here in front of the Great Wall of Comics. It's time for OnlySlabs. That must mean I have to bring in the co-host with the most, the man from the Canadian Great White North, and the blankest wall in all of YouTube, Mr. Chris the Comic Vet. How the hell are you doing today, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
I love the energy coming from you with me coming in this hard and you just coming in.
I'm just being positive.
Well, there you are. I'm not being
Yeah.
positive.
No, yeah, you can come in hard. My energy is just positivity right now.
Got it. Okay, well,
I'm so excited, Rob. This is the first time we're gonna have two guests at the same time. Let's go. Let's waste no time. Enough banter. Let's roll.
Team
Richard,
Ohana
Greg.
family here with us.
I can't talk. I'm still thinking about the coming in hard.
Well, it is OnlySlabs, and that's just how we do it.
Awesome. Welcome back, family. Wow.
Oh my goodness,
we
guys.
went from heavenly light to that real quick.
Well, that was the backstage. Nobody knew about the heavenly light or,
That's true.
or the God filter. That's a whole different ball of wax, and if it shows up again, we'll call it out then. But now you ruined it and spoiled it.
Oh, starting to
Spoilers already.
Wow.
My goodness. So, welcome back to the show, Rich. Greg,
Yes.
welcome for the first time. Team Ohana family now, as opposed to previous when you were on before, Rich. Just you were doing the
Ohana
solo
Comics.
show
Yep.
all by yourself. How did you get the rope Greg into all this?
Greg was a subscriber to the channel and one time sent me a message and asked me, would you like me to do the editing for you? Which immediately gave me a complex because I wanted to know how bad my editing was. So I'm like, yeah, okay. He said, well, I'll download one of your videos, edit it, and send it back to you. I'm like, I'm actually nervous to watch this now. But we just started talking. He did a really great job of just adding little, fixing silly little things and adding things and, fixing the lighting and putting in pop-ups with information. And he wanted to be like the man in the chair in the back. I'm like, no, seriously? After we got to know each other, I'm like, no, we got to do this together. You can still do the editing because I suck. But we just had too much in common. We made the same stupid movie references and everything. So that's how friends are.
Awesome. Well, that's kind of like the Chris the Comic Vet origin story with here on OnlySlabs. But
yeah, I was really nervous. I was like, man, I'm gonna reach
Chris
out
didn't
to
want
him.
to do any editing.
No, we just freestyle this bad boy.
Well, people have seen my show. The editing is minimal at best, and they've heard my stories of that I use like the free software that was included with Windows for all my editing, and I do my graphic editing in Microsoft Word, which drives every editor out there crazy that I do that. But
You see Greg wincing when you said that.
there's many people who basically roll over and just like start twitching on the ground and everything else. When they say, "What you do? What now?" I said, "Well, it's got an easy tool for me to figure out how to remove backgrounds and do layering, and I'm lazy, and I have enough. I just want to look good enough. That's all I am.
Just you're more than just good enough, Rob.
I'm just good enough. Ask my wife.
No. Yeah.
I don't think my wife has ever said that to me, though. So congratulations.
Good enough to keep her.
Keep self-deprecating Rob. This is not the Rob we're used to.
Look, it is what it is.
All right, I'm going to assume control of this show, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to play Romper Room. Rob, you want to hit that video?
Oh, is it time? All right. Well, we do it.
Romper bumper, stomper boo, tell me do. Magic mirror, tell me today, did all my friends have fun at play?
This Crucius is here today, like yesterday, and the day before that, and probably the next after that. Hooray! Mr. L Green Machine, how you doing, sir? Happy to have you there. Justin Birch, our December 10th guest, here to say hello.
Ooh.
Upcoming. He's going to do the whole show in wingbats. Mr. Comics 89, we will slab you indeed. our friend. Oops, I almost put him in a timeout. That would have been wrong. got here super early. I don't know what time it is anymore in Australia, but it's at least 4. So good morning to you, sir. Yep. Hello, Brian LCS. Hello to you, sir. Thank you. I tuned into Breakfast with Brian like 10 minutes remaining on the show. I'm like, I don't know. Somehow
it's so early.
I keep waiting. You know what? It's not that early because
or
on
maybe
Fridays
I'm just that lazy.
Well, here's the thing. So Breakfast Brian, it's 7 a.m. my time, 10 a.m. Eastern. I'm up the day before to make Mark's show, which is like at 4:30 in the morning my time. I don't know why it's just so. I don't know. Maybe because by the time I stay up Friday night, then
It's a weekend, man.
Saturday I've been up for I don't know. But I usually by the time, well, you know what it is also, I get out of bed about 7 and then I'm going to make my coffee and do all stuff. And then by the time I'm ready to turn on YouTube or look at my phone, it's 7:30, 7:40 and he's wrapping up the show. But anyways, check out Brian LCS. Don't forget, hey guys, today is the last day to vote for the CBCA awards. I already deleted the banner, so I can't actually put a new scroll up. But OnlySlabs is nominated for 2 awards, and we would appreciate your consideration. If you have not voted, go to CBCA.org. CBC Awards.
CBC Awards.
CBCAwards.org. Yes, I got myself hung up. Anyways, vote today. And if you already voted, well, create another email address. Vote again.
If
you're voting for us. Shop for Comics. How are you doing, sir? Blue Hellion Comics. The Burke fam, 54. He's here in its morphine time. John's Comics with Kids. Hello to you, sir. Thank you for joining us.
John had a good show
Mr.
today, too.
Beckerman. I just wanted to applaud you. I don't know why I'm making you sick. I'm sure it was something I said at some point, but anyways. Kenneth Bird, hello, sir. Thank you for being here. So you get that, get John's. Everyone's saying hi, everyone. The real James Willie, as opposed to that fake James Willie that tries to show up every once in a while. We're happy to have you here with us. And yeah, there we go. We got ourselves hello to everybody. I hope I didn't miss anybody. If I did, my apologies. It was completely unintentional. Yeah, so today we're going to do something different. We have a show with 2 guests, a tag team group. So we're going to actually alternate. We talked about this backstage. We're going to go ahead and put them up. They're going to alternate showing some slabs from each of their personal collection. We'll get a chance to learn a little bit about them. And of course, guys, scrolling across the bottom, don't forget, check out their Instagram, Team Ohana family. I can say it. Really, it's not that hard. It's a team Instagram, and then also their link trees going across there, the link tree to various content, including their Instagram and their upcoming, you want to pre-order their upcoming exclusive for Radiant Pink. That is available. A link to that is available as well. I actually just picked up 2 copies for myself. So
thank you very much.
Very happy. All right. We're going to start with Greg, I think, since we haven't had Greg never been on the show before. Let's sacrifice the virgin and
represent.
No pressure.
Okay.
May you be touched by the good Lord today for your display.
the only one of us who's actually got himself a professional microphone and everything here to go, as opposed to just.
So I want to say firsthand, my camera's not that cloudy. The sun is shining directly on it, so I apologize for that. But
we were calling it the God filter earlier.
Yes, he's been touched.
The show in the 90s on CBS, Touched by an Angel. That was about me.
That was, then later on it turned out to be a bunch of claims against the Catholic Church.
Produced by Harvey Weinstein. Moving on.
All right. So the first one I want to show off here was pretty recently, as you can tell by the header. This is the first appearance
Awesome.
of Taskmaster. And what's special about this one for me is that this was the first one. This is the first slab I've ever cracked, cleaned, and pressed myself and got a higher grade.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
That's
I think
awesome.
that's the first appearance of a George Perez label on this show, isn't it not, Chris?
Oh,
Yeah, I think it is. Unless Paul Cook pulled one out, but I
If it's
can't
not the
remember.
first, it's the second.
It's the
I
second
mean,
for
it's
sure.
definitely
100%.
not. And we have not seen too terribly many, that's for sure, if
Yeah.
any.
yeah. I mean, the original intent was to have him sign this at that last signing, but
Right.
tragically he passed before that. But yeah, this was I want to say this was a 7 when I got it,
Oh, nice bump.
Whoa.
and yeah, I was pretty happy with that. So that's the first one for me.
Sorry.
So
Agreed with you.
did George do the interiors for that one as well, Greg? I gotta admit, I didn't know that Perez touched that book.
Well, since it's one of those fancy labels, they don't tell you all the pertinent information. Okay, here it is on the back.
It's on the back, yeah. I was about to say.
Yes, George Perez and Jack Abel art, George Perez and Rubenstein cover.
Thank you, Dan, for pointing that out for us then.
Yes.
Solid book.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, that's my book, and it was a good price because people did enjoy the portrayal and Black Widow. So
Yeah, did you pick it up before or after that?
that was after.
Oh, nice. So you got everyone in disgust.
Yeah,
Getting rid of it. Nice.
But
Is that still
I just love the green. It's a great. You don't see it very often.
Well,
This like almost
it's-
Kelly green.
yeah, it's a
background.
great cover. Yeah, I mean, it blends right in with your shirt. It's a great cover.
It totally does.
Yeah,
Matter of fact, if you lower it, it might take away Green Lantern, and you could just be like an Avenger shirt. But there you go. Crack it and sew it
it
on.
does actually.
Yeah, it blends perfectly.
Yeah. So that book is a great pickup, considering that even though people weren't thrilled with the Taskmaster thing, the fact that Taskmaster wasn't a one and done in the MCU,
Yeah,
and
going back to Thunderbolts.
is going to be coming back with Thunderbolts. So that's a great pickup, man.
Yeah.
Congratulations, and a nice grade bump on a pressing. Good job.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Rich.
Hey, so yeah, well, the last time I was on the show, which by the way, thanks again for reaching out and inviting us to come on a second time. It really was
thank
a
you
lot of
for
fun.
coming
And
on.
I know we're having fun again. I showed a couple of books that I had gotten for the missus, and since then I have continued to build her collection, but it's not MCU type of stuff or DC stuff. It's more Golden Age stuff. And the first 10 books that I have are actually the ones that I've gotten for her and she likes. So I'll start off with a nice 1947 King comics.
Ooh, Popeye. And olive oil.
Yep. And it is a 5.5, but it is a white page. So it's a pretty good. King Comics number 140.
What year is it?
Back in 1947.
Yeah, 47, 5.5 that's solid. It's only 75 years old.
Mhm.
Yeah.
White
I'm just glad it was,
pages still.
Yeah,
that's the part that I loved. Yeah.
That's the kicker.
Yeah, that's
She's
beautiful.
got just apparently she doesn't like the fact that he put a light bulb in her cake and birthday cake and just threw it back in his face. So be
I
grateful it's not a
couldn't get
flavor.
enough candles, so I had to get you
A light
50
bulb,
water. What? 1
Wow.
watt for every year? No.
At least it's not a spinach flavored cake.
Oh, what's
right?
That
that?
might
Show,
be
can
the-
you show the backside of that? Yeah, I
Oh,
always love the
absolutely.
ads on some of these Golden Age books here. So, okay, so we have a little
It's a
comic
story.
strip one. Yeah,
That might be the first Popeye book on this
yeah,
on the show
So he's
ever
got the
as
Perez
well.
label, and I've got a Popeye book. Great.
yeah.
There we
Because
go.
I know I've never wanted to sing that I'm strong to the finish because I eats my spinach before today. So, all right, awesome sauce. Love
Dale,
Popeye.
thanks for joining us.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I mean, Popeye was one of my probably early favorites as a kid when I was
Mhm.
growing up of the classic retro car. Well, I can call them classic retros today, but back then they were just cartoons, even though they were reruns, obviously,
Gary.
for me growing up as a kid. But I
See,
loved Popeye.
I never liked Popeye as a kid. Even when I was 5 or
Really?
6, I knew it was a conspiracy theory to try to
To
get
get you
kids
to
to
eat
eat
spinach.
spinach.
But I like
I knew it was
spinach, so it was
conspiracy.
okay, good. But I didn't like
Yeah.
canned spinach though. Canned spinach, no.
Ugh, that's all I had.
I
Ugh.
remember that was
That's
actually
the
one of
only
the
thing that's
first
worse is
movies
canned
my parents ever
asparagus.
took me to.
Dude, Robin Williams in that
Yeah.
movie that's an underrated
He
movie.
killed it.
It's just
Yeah.
that's and the cosmetic to make those forearms is
Yeah.
in my
Clubs.
mind.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
No, he
probably go
killed
look
it.
at it today and it probably looks like garbage, but in my mind, I remember it. I go, that's just cool.
The only thing about that movie that
Oh.
was annoying was Olive Oil, and she is annoying.
Wow.
And it wasn't Shelley Duvall's fault, it's just the character. But yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
Williams' Popeye was great.
Mhm.
All right, Greg.
All right. So this is a boo-boo on my part.
I'm glad it's not just me.
Yeah. So this was another one that I had gotten ready and sent in for the Perez signing. So this is another Perez level, number 2. But I accidentally marked the box to have Marv Wolfman sign it. Problem is,
Well,
Marv Wolfman Wolfman has nothing to do with this book. So
was that? I wonder if that was something that came out when they later on said, "Hey, you," after he wasn't going to sign, they gave you the alternatives. That you
yeah,
could have
absolutely.
Yeah,
That was the thing, and it wasn't the most straightforward
cool.
process.
right.
And I must have just accidentally tacked it in because I had a few other ones like the Crisis on Earth's behind me, where they both worked on those. But now I think I have, as Rich put it, one of the most rare books where
Yeah.
Marv
So
Wolfman
he
has
wouldn't
signed.
signed it. He wouldn't sign a book he had nothing to do with.
But he
But
did.
in their defense, they probably don't always. I'm sure these guys don't remember all the books that they've ever worked with on, and so they just go, "Oh, okay, yeah, whatever." And
Yeah, I don't blame him at all. But yeah, this is the first appearance of as what do you say? Who said that?
Arcade.
Yeah, I forgot who said it. But
Justin
also,
Birch, yeah.
but
Oh,
also,
Justin Birch. Yeah.
this is the first stateside appearance of Captain Britain. So
Very cool. Yeah, Arcade, who went on to basically become one of the bigger villains in the X-Men universe with
Yeah.
Murder World. But yeah, that's a great book you actually have there.
yeah,
That it's signed by the wrong guy.
so
You can see how many more people you can get to sign it that had.
Yeah,
nothing to do
let's send that into the Todd
Oh.
signing.
this would be a great experiment. Expensive one, but great. Who can I get to sign this?
Yeah.
It's a traveling signing book.
Yeah, I'm sure Justin Birch would sign it for you if you had to. Yeah.
So yeah,
I'd love to see that. Just every one of those convention things going around like, hey, you signed that. I didn't work on that book. I know, I get it, but none of these guys have worked on this book.
Abe Lincoln says otherwise. Eh?
It's just, maybe we just do that with like a Turok #1, or something or some other joke book, right? Just go around and like try to, leave it raw so you're not doing it, but just go around and try to get as many signatures on a book that some people had nothing to do with, just for shits and giggles.
Yeah,
That could be
I kind of like that idea.
Patent pending. All right, Rich.
How
Number
many people
2.
say no? Yeah, so number 2, one of the Mrs. favorite characters is Pluto, Great Dane, and actually that's one of the dogs that's at the vet today.
Is that what kind of
teeth
breed
done.
Pluto's supposed to be? Is a Great
Yes.
Dane? Huh.
Yeah.
I never
didn't
knew
know
that.
Yeah,
Very short one,
I
but
do.
yeah.
I mean, Scooby Doo, I get, but I mean, doesn't look anything like a Great Dane. Does Pluto?
yeah.
This is a Walt Disney Mickey Mouse comic book from 1954. It's Mickey Mouse number 34, 10-cent book.
Awesome.
And just the art style back then was so distinguishable from today's work.
Well, it's the practical art, right? Practical
Yeah.
art just there's something about it that just is completely different than
Much less
And
as far as shading of colors
Yeah.
as well. Like the shirt is a solid pink, a solid green, a solid brown. They couldn't do the same things with the printers as they had to. They had to rely more on talent.
Yeah, well, yeah, that is true. It's not as much. We're not trying to do all the shaping and everything else. It's just like here's a, especially in this case, this is a cartoon characters,
Mhm.
right? So that you don't. It's not the same as when you're trying to draw someone that you're trying to draw realistic. So there's a little bit of a difference in that, regardless of era, I would say.
My Great Dane is an absolute idiot. We got all 3 dogs are at the vet getting their dental done. We got a call from the vet before, like, well, we got the back top. He's got a giant stick stuck between his teeth. We got it wedged out, but he's going to have to be on antibiotics. I'm like, that idiot. He's eating trees. She's like, it hasn't been there for a while. I'm like, he's hasn't given us any indication, and I try to stay away from his mouth.
Fair enough. All right, Greg.
All right, next up is my favorite mutant, probably. X-Men 266.
Oh, there you go. The intended first appearance.
Yeah, you know.
No. I mean, it's a fair conversation when you're having these things that a book does get released or was released prior to whatever, but this was the intended first appearance, and that's in an era where release dates and stuff weren't as release and printing schedules were a little more fluid. Those types of things happen versus they're less. They happen less today. A sort of pandemics causing confusion with events and whatnot. But so yeah, his first intended appearance. I mean, I actually just unboxed recently an Uncanny X. Actually, I think it releases my next Thursday's video. I think in it there's an Uncanny X-Men 14, and the way it's written, it says the first published appearance. Which is, again, it's like, look, regardless, let's not get into debate whether it's a cameo or not. It's the first published. It may not have been the intended or story, the first appearance in the story chronology, right?
Yeah,
so
that's true.
anyways, so the intended first appearance, first chronological story appearance of Gambit. Phenomenal book.
Yeah, and this one was signed by Chris Claremont there in silver. Looks pretty cool. He's got a nice signature.
He does. He does have a great signature, and
this is
solid.
This is one of those few autographs where he actually didn't go across the trade dress. When Claremont
I do like it down.
It's
It's pretty nice down there in the legs and stuff. Like,
Yeah,
it's almost like it's part of
to go across the top there.
Part of the vines or something a little bit.
Yeah.
Konami Nintendo game advertisement.
Yeah, they get a little less interesting. So now is that the direct edition?
Yep.
All right. Yeah. So that's oh my god, that book continues to heat up. That's we go to that book. Chris, what do you think?
So a 9.4.
Forget the fact that it's signature.
Universal.
Forget the fact that it's a signature series. Let's just go based on a universal grade.
9.4. 225.
Pretty darn close. About a $230 to $250 book right now for a mid grade, not mid grade, a 9.4.
Right.
First appearance of Gambit. So still an affordable book. What's really interesting is that 9.8 gets you start pushing you get about close to $800. And then interestingly enough, last year there was a 9.9
sold twice.
Wow.
That sold. You want to talk about a price hike for a 9.9? 21,000.
Wow.
21,000?
Yes, sir, for a 9.9 version copy. Sold last May. Yeah, direct. May.
Right in the middle of the bubble. Okay.
Yeah.
Good luck getting that.
But still, could you imagine paying $21,000 for? That's a big premium bump over.
Chop and Drop has joined us. Thank you.
Crazy. All right. Cool. Thank you, Greg.
Mm-hmm.
Rich, number 3, if I'm counting right.
Well, I mean,
in my head.
Yeah, it's funny about the Gambit books though is a lot of books have dropped quite a bit in price, but the Gambit book
Yes.
has not dropped percentage wise as much as the others. People they like their Gambit. They're willing to continue paying
Well, it's
for
a
it.
character that people I think are expecting to see because he's popular. I think
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
expect to see him show up at some point.
Mhm.
Now that here's the big spoiler, everybody. They officially uttered the M word.
It's true.
Yeah. There you go.
Rich.
And they didn't have the behind it though.
Yeah.
Thankfully. I thought that was a little corny. Another one of the Mickey Mouse books. This is number 65 from 1959. Again with Mickey and Pluto.
Oh, that's great.
A 7.5 from, wait, you said 59? Is that what you said?
Yep, 1950. Yeah.
All right.
And make sure I show the back. And this is one of the things that she liked the most about it. It's actually got the story of Walt Disney in the back. There was a 9.9 of the Captain America number 100 that went a few times for sale as well. I think it would be a little, I can see the X-Men, but Captain America 100 from 1968 is a 9.9.
That would be hard.
I don't know where that book
intense.
was ordered.
Which one?
Captain America number 100. The 1968, April 1968 book. There is a 9.9 of that book.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
It's funny because there is no 9.8.
Well, that's
That's
my birth
Amazing Fantasy 15.
Sometimes the grades don't exist. 1, 2, skip a few, 99, 100. How you doing there, Greg?
I'm doing really well, thank you. Okay, I'm gonna be honest here. I hadn't really heard of this character until the show Peacemaker came out, and I loved Peacemaker so much. I went and got the first appearance of Vigilante,
Ah, yes.
Very nice.
and yeah, I just love it so much. And this is, I don't see myself selling most of these that I've shown you, but definitely not this
Right.
one in the Gambit. Marv Wolfman
Did Wolfman
correctly signing
sign
this
that
one.
one too?
Yes, correctly signing
He'll
this
sign
one.
anything, damn it. He's the new Stan Lee. Wait, no.
But yeah, this is
That's good. That character. Yeah, he made the character or a character by that name had appeared previously in on Arrow, but it was definitely not the same vigilante that we get in the
DC
comic or
EU.
or Peacekeeper. That's for sure.
Yeah. So very happy with that. Dungeons and Dragons back here. Television.
Yeah, in television
that game.
Dungeons and
Wow.
Dragons.
I
Yeah,
had it in television, but I didn't have that game.
really. I don't
Yes.
think I've ever heard anybody tell.
Wow. I had in television
had-
games for my Atari.
That's some nice artwork there, actually.
Well, I remember when I was young wanting it in television and then got the Atari 2600 instead, which was my parents probably made the wise decision
Mhm.
because there was obviously a much longer life that you got out of the 2600 than you ever did out of the in television, as
Right.
Activision would later on figure out how to make games that the Atari 2600 was never designed to play somehow work.
Hmm.
But there's a whole amazing documentary about that. Actually, if you're
Yeah.
really into retro gaming, I'll try to seek it out. With basically ex-Atari 2600 people who left Atari and went and formed Activision and started making games and figured out how to do stuff beyond the capabilities of the machine.
Eddie.
Really kind of cool.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I miss playing my Atari 2600. Yes, Blue Hellion Comics. I actually have one in the garage, still functional, and about half the games still work. The problem is paddles and joysticks are starting to become an issue because they were plastic parts, and they kind of wear out, and not a lot of. I mean, there probably are replacements. Actually, now you probably
Remember
print
those
them
old
apart.
ColecoVision ones? Anyways. Yeah.
I'm sure actually I could print, find somebody to print me parts and try to repair them.
Yeah.
But it's also sometimes, do I really want to play this game or not? I mean, how much can you really funnel around having ET fall in the pits before you go? This sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's rough.
Rich.
Well, my first game system was actually a Telstar arcade. See if anybody knows that one.
Telstar.
Wow.
Oh,
Nah,
Yeah,
no.
it was a triangular
Yeah.
unit, and you actually turned it. Each triangle side was a different game. You had a racing game, you had like a duck hunt game, and the other one was Pong.
Yeah, I remember. Various LCD games and whatnot for handhelds and whatnot. But the 2600 was my first. Although a buddy of mine had a ColecoVision that would go across play stuff. Anyways, all right. What's next for you, sir? Is this number 4?
Oh yeah, we're going to be hitting a 4-color comic now. 4-color comic number
Ooh.
736, which is from 1956. To show you how many books they had printed by 1956. But I just went full Pluto on this one.
That's how I should weigh myself.
Yes. Yes.
Well, what's really funny about this one is as I was pulling it out, I got the call from the vet about his stick in his teeth, and also a complaint that my Great Dane is getting a little heavy. I'm like, okay, you
Yeah,
don't say.
well.
Okay. But this is the way to do it. Yeah, you weigh
takes a
half
lot
on
of-
one scale, half on the other.
It takes a lot of effort to keep dogs properly in their proper weight range.
I don't know how he is gaining weight because he just doesn't want to eat. Well, he eats apparently sticks, and there must be high fiber.
There you go.
Oh, I forgot to show the back, which is a full Pluto cartoon in the back.
Nice.
Huey,
Which is
Dewey,
also kind of hard
Louie.
to see. A pledge to parents from Dell Comics, ensuring that the content of the comics will always be something that is suitable for children to read, and never anything that's controversial. Or, Yep,
Yeah.
does. Okay. Now I'm not going to look at that comic book the same way again. Thank you very much. But that
First
But
appearance of
that's a,
Starro.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, right.
Wow. Wow.
that's a 6.5 on that one.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Okay, so this book was the first book I ever sent into CGC and got a 9.8 back with. So it's nothing super special other than that, but I fell in love with the cover, and I've liked the run so far. This is more of a recent one, Superman Son of Kal-El #1, but this is the Jock. Let me move my
That's a
window
great
here.
cover. Yeah.
This is the Jock,
Variant.
I guess, New York Comic Con variant.
Yeah, no, that's a great cover.
I just love how he's just exploding up into this guy. I don't know. It's everything Superman is to me.
Mhm.
So it's very cool.
This is issue 1, right?
Yep, this is the first issue. Even though
Oh, yeah.
They-
look at that.
they were on like issue, I don't know, 5 by the time this was actually released, but yeah.
Yeah, convention comics are
Yeah.
kind of like
That
that
way.
sometimes.
Yeah.
I read an interesting piece of trivia this morning, actually, about Superman, that originally Superman could not fly. All he
Mhm.
could do is jump really, really
Yep.
far.
Mm-hmm.
And when they decided to animate this, Superman, just because it was a pain to animate him jumping, they made it that he was flying instead. And since then, because of laziness, Superman can fly.
Well, that becomes part of what he can do. So that
Yeah.
it's just
Works for me.
Yeah.
actually, what do we, Chris?
What's that?
We should find out what issue is he first fly in.
All right. I will look that up right now.
Yeah, I'm curious. Then we got to find somebody who has that issue to bring it on OnlySlabs.
I was actually reading an article that came out recently about the original X-Men show from 91 or 2 or whatever it was. And there was one of the creators, and he was talking about how they were trying to assemble the team for the show, like picking which mutants would be part of the team.
Right.
And they definitely brought up the fact that Rogue and Storm could fly, so it would make animation easier. Plus, they were, women and the one minority, so it was interesting that you guys brought that up right there.
Yeah.
I didn't know that about the cartoons.
I like that. Like Mr. Comics 89 brings up, of course. That's where leaping tall buildings in a single bound comes from.
Yeah.
So it wasn't actually that long. So Superman was created in 1938, an action one that we're all aware of. It was the radio show in 1940 where they talked about leaping buildings, but it looks like it was a British retelling of him in Triumph issue 772 that had a cover of him flying outward from Earth with one hand clenched forward. And this was the first time the superhero was shown as really flying.
Interesting. So not even in Action Comics.
Not even in action.
Well, there you
comics.
go. There's the one hand clenched.
Fisting the sky.
There
Blue
you go.
Hellion saying Superman 10.
Superman 10.
So this is it a year later after Action 1.
Oops, hold on.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow. But I could see where you could say that it's, I mean, yeah, he definitely has sort of that pose, but he also looks like he's jumping.
Yeah.
The way his
Mhm.
leg is bent and stuff. So,
Yeah.
Let's see. I was going to Rich. That's right.
Going
I
to number
keep-
5.
I keep track of what's going on. Number 5, alive.
Well, this is the last of the comic size, and after that we actually go to magazine. But this is not her favorite that I got for her, but it is actually my favorite because I just love the way it pops. It's also one of the older ones. 1944. It's Walt Disney Comics and Stories, Volume 4, number 5.
Oh, nice.
And that was
Jeez,
in a
these are some really
7.5.
high grade. These are some really nice books you got here. 7.5.
And in case you're wondering, to get a full subscription
That's right.
that time,
$1 for the year.
$1 for the year, or $1.75 for 2 years, or $2.50 would give you 3 full years of Walt Disney Comics and Stories.
Wow. It's
That's
hard
right.
to believe.
Well, there's 10 cents a piece. That was you buy 10 issues, you get 2 issues free on a subscription, right?
Yeah, but
Mhm.
that's with shipping.
Well, well.
And I take it that this one was actually, I guess, part of a subscription. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this to be shown, but there is
Oh,
an
yeah.
actual address on here
Nice.
for Buffalo, New York.
Everybody docks them.
Yep.
That's cool,
at least-
actually.
Yeah. They ship them like magazines.
And that's
And
even
even
more
though-
impressive as the 7.5 then.
We can't see the inside of this one, but it does have one of the war insignias in it as well. And that's listed up here in the CGC label. So it's a World War II book.
That's great. I mean, I'm not a Disney guy, but I know that there's a huge number of people who are, and that just, I mean, looks beautiful. 7.5 on a book that's 82 whatever years old. That's just phenomenal.
There's a lot, as much as a lot of the comics are settled down a little bit in price. A lot of the old Disney books have actually gone up because I think
Disney
selling some of
Disney
the
books
books
will have the comic collectors plus the Disney collectors and stuff that are
Yeah.
on there too. So, and then there are a whole slew of people who just collect like snow ski and sled covers and all this other stuff. So you'll get all that kind of fun stuff too with that. That's really kind of interesting. Did you pick that one up as a slab book, or were these some of these raws that you picked up and you had?
Every one of these I picked up was purchased as a slab book.
Okay.
I was trying to figure out where his honey hole was.
Uh,
All right, Greg.
All right. So I like Green Lantern.
Really?
Yeah, I know. It's you would never guess. And I like Lobo a lot. So when I saw this cover, I had to get it. It's a homage to the Green Lantern 49 from Daryl Banks, where Hal's got all the rings.
Right.
So
So here he's got himself a Sinestro ring, a Red Lantern core,
yep,
and he's got a bunch. He's got
the
I don't know,
indigo,
blue lanterns and indigo.
blue,
Okay, yeah.
and Star Sapphire there as well. And you don't really see too often speech bubbles on the cover these days for the modern stuff, so I thought that was cool too.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's only 40 something of these in a 9.8 on CGC, so I was pretty happy with that. Other than that, nothing super fancy happens in the book.
So what does it say up there in the description?
Says Lobo, Spectre, and Atrocitus appearance. Origin of Dexstar. Dexstar is the pissed off cat that's a Red Lantern. That he's so pissed off that he became a Red Lantern. And the backup story is that is the backup story. Sorry, by Jeff Johns. And this was part
Who
of
or what is a Green Lantern?
whoever puts the ring on.
There you go.
Yeah, so really like that.
Well, if you want to keep it, you got to put a ring on it. That's what they say, right?
Yeah, they do say that.
I don't know who they are, but they say a lot of things.
So anybody that's familiar with the Walt Disney Comics or Walt Disney Comics stories, the first few years were actually reprints of the magazines that they had out before that, the 5 years beforehand.
A lot of books from the 40s actually were printing collected strips and whatnot. It was a very common practice was to take the regular strips and put them together and into collected books, much like for those of us who grew up in the 80s, the Garfield books.
Yes. And Calvin and Hobbes.
Yes.
But before Walt Disney Comics and Stories, Walt Disney Publications did the Mickey Mouse magazine, which is a full-size magazine. And then after the 5 years that they made these, they reprinted those same books in comic book size.
Okay, that makes sense.
So this was a pretty good one for me to pick up for her. This one's from Volume 5, which is the fifth year, number 8, from May 1940.
Wow.
And what was really cool, when you got this, it was an ad to go see the brand new movie Pinocchio.
Just released it in theaters now.
Wow.
I'll wait for it to come out in streaming video, is what somebody said. Single. No, I'm not doing a music video of anything there. That's the last thing anybody wants me to do. Just be happy that I knew the reference. I mean, God, don't listen to that. But I'm not dead, I suppose. All right.
So I said I like Lobo. So I have to show his first appearance in Omega Men #3 from 1983. And I was lucky enough to score a 9.8 on this bad boy.
9.8. Nice.
But yeah, it's changed a little bit the way he looks, but there it is. First Lobo. And a crazy cool, like trippy, the cover's awesome. Those Galaxy and almost Phoenix-y from X-Men,
Well, I was always just blown away by this concept. I'm going to just straddled across the front of the... Yeah. Yeah. Wow. I see the light shining.
It's becoming one of the more popular books shown on OnlySlabs. Is the first Lobo.
Oh, sorry.
No. I'm just saying it just goes to show the strength of the character. And obviously we had some spec news this week that James Gunn's going to try and bring Lobo into the DCEU at some point.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So
you're happy now, huh? That 9.8.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to sell this. This is like a kids. You can have this thing, but that's still cool. I love Lobo.
Yeah.
And kids, you can have this thing, and then later that day they're in the store. How much would you give me for this?
Yeah, right.
I need a new pair of sneakers.
Little Tron action there.
Yes, dude. That movie. Oh, it's for the video game.
Yep. Still stands up though.
More Atari.
That movie, I mean, was so far ahead of its time back then. And people to understand the lingo standpoint of talking about users and programs or anything else. When that movie came out, home computing and stuff most people were still doing stuff on typewriters, and was still running off copies and stuff on the mimeograph machine and all the other fun stuff. So It's definitely a different time when it came out there. It was such a great flick. All right, Rich.
Hey. So, yep, going 1 year further back on the Mickey Mouse magazine to 1939 now. We have volume 4, number 5, the Valentine's Day issue.
Which will tie right into this. I love this. Mr. Comic Collector 239 says, imagine if two comic book fans dated and one proposed with just the Green Lantern ring and the other a ring of flash ring.
Just the wedding dress explodes out of the ring.
Exactly.
A green
Or
one,
they
yeah.
could do, or what if they did Wonder Twins?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, they did it. Shape of a groom. Shape of a bride. Sorry. Anyways, Mickey Mouse
Somebody in the
comics.
background
We have
going,
our
you guys have the shape of brother and sister. Knock it off.
Oh. All right.
On the back, there is a ad for Society Dog Show, which was an animated short, and they were trying to get people to go to the movies and watch that.
Well, you know, this starts to get old. Is look at the design for Mickey Mouse. He's definitely his more his
Just got the
skinnier
black
age.
eyes. Yeah.
The dotted eyes.
Break,
Yeah.
break that back. That's some back sway right there, man.
That's
Yeah.
It's, Scorpion now, for the X Games. So,
Rich, does that have the
Yeah, this
month
was
the month for 1939 that was released?
February. That's
Wow. Okay, so
of
another
the,
book that
Valentine's Day issue.
predates the Second World War.
Well,
Incredible.
this will be the very beginning of
Yeah.
the golden age, 1939. As you start getting into 38 and stuff, you're talking about now you're in the end of the platinum age.
Oh,
Incredible.
Generally, accepted dates type thing. That's
I like that.
Rich is getting older. We got Greg here. Greg has got some of the current stuff.
Oh, you meant the books I'm pulling out are getting older. I thought you meant I'm getting older.
Got news for you. You're both right. Greg, what do you got for us on this round here?
All right.
We should have set this up as a battle. Wait, yeah.
No.
This is one of my favorite heroes is Nightwing. So this is the first appearance of
Interesting
Nightwing.
that he calls these guys out now. And if we sit here for a second, he's got Green Lantern over one shoulder and Nightwing over his other shoulder, much like his devil and angel.
Yeah.
Whispering in his ear, giving him advice. Which way
I never thought of that.
He's got the Reaper above the Green Lantern too. Let's be honest, with Grimm there.
And Iron Man there. And one of these things is not like the other. But, yeah.
Actually, I think all of them are. It's not devil and angel. It's like devil and devil because they're both like, "Buy me, no, buy me, no, buy me."
Yeah.
Yeah, but Dick Grayson, he's a good guy. I mean, he
is.
He literally is like the quintessential good guy.
Yeah.
From a character standpoint and everything else. Hal Jordan, a little more gray.
Especially when he becomes the ultimate bad guy. I forget it.
Parallax,
yeah.
I don't even read Green Lantern. Why do I know that?
You saw the movie.
I'm a comic. No, because I'm a comic book nerd.
But this is
Now.
first Dick Grayson, and I had to buy this post raw. I had to buy this raw and get it verified by CBCS because George Perez and all that.
Right.
But yeah, that's George Perez signing it, and
nice.
I treasure this a lot.
Oh, Greg, did you have that pressed?
I did. I pressed it myself.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I stole this from Rich on eBay because he was talking about it. He was like, "Oh, you got that one." I was like, "Oh, yeah, that was me. Sorry."
I don't think Chris and I have had that problem yet. Diverging interests.
No, I think that Greg and I have almost been against each other multiple times. We really need to start talking to each other better on that front.
But that's the back, a little bit different sports stuff. Is that Warren Moon?
Sports Now.
Oh no, it's baseball player.
It's like Cal Ripken in the middle there. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So I knew Cal Ripken as the gray-headed dude. I've never seen him like that.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's been Greg. All right.
I remember
Rich,
Cal
my
Ripken
man.
as yes. I remember Cal Ripken, the rookie. So so Rob, who wasn't, I guess he had to step away for a second, but he said that the golden age I had never really put two and two together, but the golden age begins in 1939. Is that correct?
Yes.
If that's the case, then we have a platinum age book, another Mickey Mouse magazine, but this goes to volume 1, number 11. This is the first year.
Oh man.
Now I know it's only a 1.5, which does make it the lowest of the 8 graded copies of this in existence.
That is
It still looks
incredible.
good. It presents well, you know.
Oh yeah, I think it's good because it has a one staple that's pulled through the cover, and even the back that looks pretty decent. Has a Mickey Mouse toothpaste.
Wow.
Yeah, usually with like a 1.5, you expect like a
So
big
Chunk.
water stain or something, but
it seems like
Chunk
Disney
Mickey.
used their own ads for all of it, because one thing Rich said that you've been like, when you show it, the one common feature across them all is the back cover has never been sold off to a company or sold off to any other company. It's been Disney products the entire way with these ones you're showing. So even then, almost a full year before the start of the Second World War, they're still using their own pages for their own their own products. That's pretty cool.
It's got milk and magnesia toothpaste.
whoa.
Wow.
So not only it cleaned your teeth, but it kept you regular.
I'm going to go ahead and answer this one. Comic Collector 239 says, if you have an autograph book press, would that mess up the signature? If the autograph is actually in silver or gold flake Sharpie, like not necessarily the marker type, but the kind that's almost like a paint pen, you could potentially have an issue with that. But when it's a blue or a black Sharpie, the odds of having that mark break down under that incredible heat is actually rare. It's basically on there, and it's on there permanently. One of the hardest things to do on normal paper or a magazine cover paper that's not high gloss is to remove an autograph that's done by a proper Sharpie in either blue or black. Like I said, silver or gold, that you're kind of testing the waters at that point. But if you're going to press a comic book yourself, like what Greg has done, you're probably best to do it with an autograph book that's in blue or black. And with that being said, you may rush the beginning of the fade of a black Sharpie, whereas the blue Sharpie is the one that will stand up to the test of time for stuff that's been autographed. The black autograph will eventually start to fade. It's just the stuff that they use in making black ink for those Sharpie pens. All right. Since Rob's not here, we're going to continue on. When Rob comes back, everyone, we'll stop the show. We'll do our giveaway. But I can't, in good faith, turn around and start to give out books when Rob's not here to pull out the magic box. So when Rob returns, we'll quietly hit the pause button, and then we'll go into the comment generator and do the giveaway then. So, all right, Greg, my man, what do you got for us?
Just to follow up real quickly on the pressing thing.
Yeah.
My settings for when I pressed it, I do with the signatures is 160 degrees at 10 minutes, and then I just shut it off and let it cold press for the rest.
Yep.
And I just did that with I'm not showing this book, but I'm just showing the paint pen, something similar to this. I just did this one.
Yep.
Not this book, but a book like that. And I didn't run into any issues with those stats. So
nice.
Just FYI. All right. More newish books. I'm a big fan of Radiant Black, this new series by Image Comics, and there's nothing particularly special about this issue, but it was rather affordable, and it allowed me to have my first 9.9 in my collection. So
nice.
That is spectacular.
I'm very happy about that. Also, it's I grew up with the fighting games on Super Nintendo and Genesis and stuff like that, so it's a cool cover to have as well.
Yep.
In that way.
So is that a square bound, Greg, or is that just a normal comic book?
Nope. This is just your average, 32 pager.
Well, that's incredible. I'm lucky to
go.
only have one 9.9 myself, but mine is a foil cover. So we all know the square bound books and the foil books and the metal books are generally, they have a little bit of a better shot of getting a 9.9 or a 10. But yeah, to have just a normal comic book itself in a 9.9, that's awesome, man. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you. So, It's also kind of actually little self plug again, real quick.
Isn't that Radiant Pink?
Radiant Pink, right here.
Right there. And what's going on with Radiant Pink, boys?
Radiant Pink has a limited series that's coming out December 7th. And Team Ohana has gotten together with Syndicate Comics. And we have our first exclusive comic coming out with artwork by Deegan Pecoris. And it is followed 1 week later by the Mark Millar book, Nightclub, which also has an exclusive cover by Deegan Pecoris. And that's actually on sale at syndicatecomicsshop.com, where they have all the different types of bundles, signed, remarked, other books, A-B, variants, the ratio variants, everything. And we're really excited about this.
Okay. Everyone that's tuning in, and obviously Greg and Richard, Rob's saying that the power has gone out. Welcome to California, and he's trying to get back in. So if I know Rob, he's at this point now, he's setting up his cell phone, and we'll be going forward that way. Like I said, if it's possible when Rob comes back, if he comes back just on his cell phone, we'll attempt to do the first giveaway. We always give away 2 here on OnlySlabs, as you all know. And until that point, we're going to keep rocking and rolling forward. All right, Richard, my man, what do you got?
So I've got 2 more of the magazine size, but they're not the Mickey Mouse magazine. These are also the last 2 that I'm going to show for from the Mrs. collection. But you saw before where I had that magazine where it showed an advertisement for the Pinocchio movie. Well, this was actually the Pinocchio comic.
Oh, wow.
Full-size magazine.
This one has a story.
That's a beautiful cover, though. Like, even the trade dress
back as well.
Oh, wow. Look at those 2 little villains.
I'll get you. It's like that.
I purchased this one and it arrived and the slab was cracked. So the box was damaged, and I messaged the guy on eBay and I said, "Look, would you split the cost with me? You package it fine. The USPS messed it up. How about we split the cost, 20 each for the reslabbing?" He goes, "No, I'll just send you the $40." And he did. In 5 minutes, I had the money. I'm a great guy. So I sent it off to CGC. They reholded it, came back, broken.
Twice now.
Serious?
So 2 different issues. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm worried at this point that the grade is going to take another drop.
Right.
But every time you're sending it in just for reholdering, it's 5-6 weeks. So it took me 3 months. I finally got the book back and yes, it's good. Okay, fine. So it's been reholded twice already this year. But yep, that was Pinocchio.
Little Mark. So yeah, so those magazine slabs, so those, well, we can be honest, like those ones they're a little bit more flimsy. They don't seem as stable as the normal ones. They kind of have that crunchy sound to them when you mess around. But yeah. So yeah. Rich, is that been that particular issue that you have in your hand? Is that the only one that you've had issues with when it comes to cracking of those magazine cases?
I'd have to say yes, even though I do have a different magazine that is cracked, but that's because I dropped it from a height of 4 feet onto concrete, so I can't hold that against it.
Right, right.
So, and I don't know if you know Reggie collects,
of course,
the guide to collecting comics that he came out with.
Right.
I got one of the yellow label 9.8s, and as soon as I got it, I'm like, oh, cool. Oops, crack. And you know what I should have done when I sent this in? I should have sent that in for reholding at the same time as the shipping, but I did. I'm an idiot.
Okay. Greg, my man, what's next for you?
Right. We'll do this one. This came today before the show.
Oh, congrats.
This is so
this is an exclusive to OnlySlabs, is what you're saying.
This is an exclusive to OnlySlabs. It's not even been on our own channel. So, boom.
That's totally something Rob would say, by the way.
Fair. I'm on 2 tracks right now. I'm collecting a bunch of older legends while I can afford them. John Romita's and those guys before they end up passing away. And then I'm also collecting Green Lantern keys. I've only been at this since 2021, early 2021. So I'm pretty new at this. That said, today I got the first appearance of Kyle Rayner, the Green Lantern from the early 90s. Fourth one. And this is the Oops, I always forget to move my window away so there's not a lot of glare.
Yeah, right there. That's perfect. Now, I'll be honest. Quite a few of the guests that we've had on OnlySlabs and our former show over the last year or so, I have been Green Lantern fans, and I gotta say, like, I'm a little impressed. I didn't read that much Green Lantern growing up, and I don't read that much Green Lantern today. But some of the constants of the Green Lantern fans that come on here is always the first Kyle Rayner there. And it's a pretty popular book.
It's really affordable, honestly, just north of 100. But I didn't have it, so I wanted to snag it while I could, and it's a great time, because the bubbles bursts and all that. And I have the first appearance of Guy Gardner, who is the second Lantern. Right now, it's currently being done, grading, and that'll be coming back. So I'm on my way, but I don't know. My personal ultimate grail is Showcase number 22, which is the first Hal Jordan.
Yeah.
But that's like a $2,500 plus book. So I'm chipping away at the iceberg below at the lower parts first.
Well, the thing is, Green Lantern has a lot of keys, and I don't mean just like minor keys, but like there are a lot of expensive Green Lantern books out there. Even Green Lantern / Green Arrow from the 70s as well. There's a few keys in that run as well. But it's being a Green Lantern fan and trying to knock off a lot of keys. It could be an expensive habit. Let's be honest.
It is. Yeah.
Comics by the Bay. Thanks for joining us. All right. Rich,
I was muted because I'm not allowed to. Greg told me, and many people have told me they don't want to hear me eat, so I mute. But I still have some leftover popcorn from Wakanda Forever last night.
You always get fancy popcorn buckets, man.
I have to.
Mad Spidey, has the bubble burst? I hadn't noticed. Yes.
So this is the last book from the wife's collection, and I got this one hoping that she would like it. It was the first magazine size book, and she said this is her favorite book in her collection. The 1938.
Oh boy.
Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Oh boy, look at that.
It's a qualified grade 7.0, and I can't complain because it's the only graded copy.
Wow.
This is
how important is Snow White? Let's admit too, right? First film. Yeah. Like
this is not only the first comic adaptation of Snow White, it's the first comic adaptation of a Disney movie.
Incredible.
And even the back cover on this.
Awesome.
That's two now where they just have like an illustration there on the back. No ads or anything.
Wow. Rich, that is incredible. So what does the label say on that one?
Okay. No, actually, it just says Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. No number. Whitman, 1938. Cover detached. That's why it's a qualified grade.
Okay.
96-page story book.
So if I'm right, by the new rules that came out this year, you could send that back and have that come back with a blue label. Because they're not holding they're not holding detached covers against people anymore. Apparently, we'll see.
Oh, okay.
Rob could answer that one probably better than I could.
Well, I mean, this Hulk 180 has a blue label.
Yes,
but it is missing the stamp.
Right.
So what they did was they took the lower grade 1.8 in lieu of not having the qualified.
Yeah. Mad Spidey, for first Snow White equals first wraparound. Yeah, he's not wrong. Let's be honest. Like it does have a wraparound cover,
but you got the dwarves on the front.
Yeah, that's just terrific.
You know something? The qualified label blends nicely with.
Yeah, it does work with that green.
It's like an EGS.
Yes.
You know what else it blends nicely with? Your shirt.
Yes.
So yeah, this is her favorite book, and I was getting it saying, I hope she likes it, and I was, oh, thank goodness. So I mean, in the long run, I'm probably going to go before she does. She's going to gain all this stuff anyway. But it was nice to know that I'm building something that we're going to take one of the bedrooms each and make a personal room. So I'm going to get a studio, an actual studio, and not be here in the basement. Rob, welcome back. And
so I can barely hear you guys because I got the volume down really low on my phone trying to do this.
Yep.
So I'm going to try turning the volume up a little bit so I can hear better, but let me know if there's any feedback.
No problem.
Or maybe it's just stuck. I don't know.
How do we sound to you?
do we sound? Okay.
Well, I can't barely hear. I don't know. I think it's it's all kinds of issues right now. So I got no power, so there's no internet. I apparently changed my plan recently that got rid of my ability to generate a hotspot from my phone. So I can't generate a hotspot to connect from my laptop. And the phone has no damn connector for headsets other than Bluetooth ones. And my one set of Bluetooth headset, for whatever reason, is not connecting to the phone, even though it has power. It's not even recognizing it. So it's a real nightmare right now. So I apologize.
It's okay.
Rob, you got a Starbucks around the corner? It is California.
Well, they would have no power too.
Okay. All right. We're going to continue on, push forward a little bit. And if Rob is able to start to attempt to do the giveaway, we'll do that at that point. But right now, we're going to ask Greg to go ahead and show what he's got next.
All right. I'm going to kind of show a few because they share a similar theme. Is that okay?
Sure.
3, 4. So I got these 2 books because I did it again. I'm sorry. I got these 2 books because they came out the week that each of my sons, we found out what through a sonogram each of my sons are upcoming boys.
That's terrific. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. So just wanted to, pass along a little, have them have like a little comic themed thing to celebrate, who they are. And I have these other 2 that are when they were from the week they were actually born. This one kind of got
cool
away
is
with
that. So your children were born on the same weekend that Tosin makes his first appearance in Black Panther.
Yeah.
And is that Immortal Hulk 50?
No, 25, halfway.
25. Okay.
But yeah, so 1 each for when we found out who they were, and then 1 each for when we met them for the first time.
But yeah, so Mark from Legion of Comics, did you name your son Mike or Miles and Thor?
So my second son's name is Miles.
Oh, terrific.
We weren't thinking at all about Spider-Man. It just was sort of happenstance, but my first kid's name is Max. So
yes,
Thor,
Blue label,
Max,
gender reveals. That's pretty good, Biggie. That's pretty good.
Oh,
that's
I like
good.
that.
Trev, my man, hope that you're doing well. And yeah, everyone, Rob is having problems right now, dealing with the blackout, but we're going to continue to trudge forward the best we can. Rich, what say you?
Oh, have you ever bought a book that you wanted? You didn't want to add it to your collection. You were happy to have it, but at the same time, you're like, oh, so and so is going to be so jealous when he sees I have this.
Oh, are you doing this?
Yes,
I've done that.
I've had that done to me, I guess.
Yeah, I've done it to you too.
So you see, Greg, other people do it too. We do it,
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been syndicating. I'm looking through some new slabs you got, and I picked one up. I'm like, Greg's gonna kill me.
I knew it was going to be John Stewart.
I showed this during one of the streams. He rage quit.
I was just like, all right, I'll see you guys later.
He came back about 10 seconds later, but yeah.
Yeah, that's
I didn't mind
awesome.
that it's a 4. It actually looks really good for a square bound.
Rich, what year is that book? Is that 71? I know that's early 70s when they introduced him.
It actually it's odd. It says DC Comics 1271-172. So apparently this was a 2-month. It says January. So
okay, so it was a bi-monthly issue.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, that's
38 pages
and
for only 25 cents.
speaking of Green Lantern keys, there is another big one, and often could be a part of the crown jewel for most Green Lantern fans. I'm not saying this to rub anything in Greg's face. I'm just stating facts. But yeah, and it's a great Neil Adams book.
Great book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since Greg is having some difficulty with everything that's going on, can we do a giveaway?
Sure. Let me.
Yeah, I mean, I have my giveaway, but been here. I just don't have the ability to do the comic picker. I don't know.
All right. All right. Now, let me see what I can pull that off here. Yeah. Be patient with me, guys. I don't have it prepped.
I mean, this is what I've never had this happen before. It's very weird. We don't have a lot of power outages here, but because where I live, the power is underground, so they must be doing some service work, some stupid where. It's definitely not because it's stormy, because it's sun.
Yeah, we know the sun's shining in California because we can see it on you, and we know the sun's shining in Virginia.
Yeah, and it's not rolling blackouts because there's none of that going on.
And I don't know what's going on right now because I'm in the basement. So I mean, last I saw it was decent, but George,
I just hope that all I know is I hope that I'm coming across okay, and there's not.
Yep, you sound fine, Rob.
Sound good.
All things considering.
Yep, no
I'm
feedback.
Trying to set this up here, guys.
Thank you for everyone who's watching, who's sticking through with this and bearing with us in this stuff. But the show must go on, they say, and so we soldier on. And this is the nice thing about having a co-host is being able to. Something happens to one of us, you're covered.
Yeah, Soul's wife's wondering, how do I bid on the Secret Wars #8? You don't. That's mine. That's why I haven't sold any books this year because I can't bear to part with them. But yeah, I thought that was a nice little 1, 2, 3. I redid the wall again today.
I'm watching my neighbor just rolled up to his house. He's trying to open up his garage door and trying to figure out why the garage door won't open.
This is when you run around to all the neighbors and put one of those notices in their mailbox that the power is shut off due to lack of payments.
No.
Any luck,
Yeah,
Chris?
well, Chris is from a secret location there, Biggie. Secret remote location that may or may not have exposure to sun. He's not necessarily in Canada. He could be anywhere.
Well,
there we go. So Rob's got his books ready. Rich, why don't we do this as a joint venture? Rich has decided he wants to give away something as well. Let's do the first person or the first name that we draw. We'll double down on prizes from Rob's short box and the prize that Rich decides to give away.
Sure.
So Rich, what do you got, by the way?
I don't know if how many people are familiar with Deegan Pecoris's artwork. Thanks, that helps. But he has a Patreon page where you can have different tier levels, and I believe it's the diamond level. Am I correct, Greg?
Yes.
Okay. At the diamond level, you get 2 prints every month, which you get to vote on which one it is going to be. And it's the only place you can get the black and white prints. So I signed up for that so I could pick up. This was 2 months ago.
Oh, nice.
It's a signed and numbered print. And this past month that just went by was this one. But not only do you get the black and white, but you also get the color. And the color is the one that I give away every month. So signed, numbered, print.
That's
signed by him up here. It's number 4 of 5. There's only 5 of them out there. So, but I mean, if you're interested, you'll also go to I think it's Popcore Arts, or just Deegan Pecoris on Patreon. He's got the different tiers. But yeah, I'm going to be nice 11 by 17 in the holder. So get that out to somebody as well. So if you want to win that, make sure it's hashtag Team Ohana in the chat. Get involved in this. So that's what we're giving away here on Team Ohana today.
That's awesome. All right, we have 30 of.
Wow, 30.
Whoops, what did I do there? There we go.
So
We have 31 of 35 people.
That's
We'll
pretty
do a
good.
quick countdown. Rob, if you will, count us down.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right,
Wheel.
everyone.
Of fish.
Chris won the one in February. If he wins again, it's going to look like a fix, man.
Ragman.
Ragman.
Ragman again. Ragman's been on
Congratulations.
fire lately.
Please go to the Instagram, Team Ohana Family. It's got our logo, which looks like our sticker. And just send us a message with your address, and I'll send this off to you. Nice and simple.
Very cool. All right, Rob, my man.
All right, let's see if we can do this. We're going to bring this over here. All right.
There's that box.
All right, Chris. Oh, wait, it's not Rich or Greg. Actually, let's let Greg do it because
Yeah.
Rich has done this before. Greg, this will be your first chance here. Look at me. Look at me. Wait. Sorry. You're going to pick either a number from the front or a number from the back, or we'll go back to front.
Okay. Let's do 7th from the back.
All right. All right. Go ahead. Next one.
7th from the front.
All right. 4 more.
Let's do the first one from the front.
Okay.
And then
That's a double pull, so we get to pull another book.
oh, okay. 3rd one from the front.
Okay. And so that's still 3 more books.
2nd from the back.
All right. 2 more. Should we do some back to front and just pick something from the middle-ish?
I was just going to say, right where you feel is the middle. Pick one.
Well, you just tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Okay. And you want me to take a book from the front, back, or take one from either side of my finger?
I was going to say each side of your finger is good.
Perfect. All right. All right, here we go. Let's see what you get. First up, Detective Comics 27 facsimile.
Nice.
Very nice.
I'm sure Ragman's going to be happy with that facsimile. First Batman.
Your double pull book was Ninjax, number 6.
That's a great cover, though.
Yeah.
Nice reflection there. Great work.
I can't tell if it's coming across okay. But...
No, yeah, everything's fine. I actually meant the reflection in the glasses on the cover, Rob.
Got it. All right, here's a 1 in 25 Noctera Blacktop Bill special.
That's
Nice.
great. And such a great series.
Oops. We got Web of Venom, Empire's End, number 1.
Wow. There's a lot going on that cover.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need Rob to verify that. Blue
Oh,
Hellion.
damn it.
It's just fact.
You know what? There was another double pull in here. So we have to pick one more book.
Oh,
I'll just randomly grab one. How's that?
Sounds good.
All right. So Sentinel Squad 1. That was one that said double pull on the back. We got Justice League of America number 9.
Nice.
Nice pulls cover.
Secret Wars 2, issue number 4.
Yes, I can remember the day that book came out.
Wow.
And our last pull Ooh, Black Manta #1.
Love that
Nice.
cover, man.
Nice.
So nice.
There you go. There's a great,
Wow.
great
Congratulations,
stack of
Ragman.
books there. Congratulations, Ragman. Way to
Congratulations.
go.
Well done. And
I
Rich,
hear
again,
that-
thank you very much.
Oh, thank you guys again for having us on the show.
All right, let's get back into some sexy comic book slabbing action. Greg, my man, what's next?
All right. Here are two more that I received today as well. So I got 3
Oh.
slabs today.
So
Whoa.
another Only Slabs exclusive.
Exclusive. Siv. You kind of got a sneak peek.
This in now. More Only Slabs exclusives. Both Yellow Label, both Scotty Young.
Yeah, sue me. I'm a Scotty Young fan. You
Oh,
know,
good.
particularly this one. I think it's just so cool how he's on a scooter. It makes me laugh. So,
Greg, if you ever decide you want to sell that book, you contact me first because you know the Mrs.
This-
loves Ghost Rider.
Oh yeah, I will.
That is awesome.
And this one was actually so these two submissions I submitted together recently, and this is the first time I ever made a request to the signer about color or where to sign. And they listened. So that was
Looks
pretty
like
cool.
you made a good choice. So
Yeah, that's good.
Espe-
The baby blue really works on the moon there, and
Yeah.
the baby blue really pops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then you got your beautiful movie there. And then one of those
There
watch
we go. Now
advertisements.
we're talking. Yeah.
So there you go. Fresh off the grading.
Very good. That's 3 Only Slabs exclusives. Rich, my man, where are we going next?
well, Greg sends in a lot of books to get signed. Obviously,
Yes.
I've only ever sent in one book to be signed. And it was funny because they announced the signing event, and I thought of what was the absolute perfect book, and I had just got it in a Taylor Winder, with the grab bag, the mystery box
Yes.
exchange that he did.
Oh,
He
the
sent
boxing match.
The unboxing match. Thank you.
Yes.
He sent one of the books he sent me was the book that I wound up sending in for the Ewan McGregor signing,
Oh,
Oh,
and it did come
nice.
back at
that's
9.6.
terrific. Very nice. Episode 1. Look how
And
young
that-
he looks there too.
Yeah, exactly.
Very nice.
PlayStation 1 symbol. Wow. Love that.
Well, that console changed everything.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. that's
Shop, now I'm actually wondering. Shop, did I get this book from you and not from Taylor? So I was getting mystery boxes at the same time. I think I'm wrong. I think I got this from Shop.
Oh, well, Shop does do excellent mystery boxes. Let's admit,
Yeah.
he's done, I believe, 3 rounds now, or
Mhm.
or what he's been referring to as like maybe 2.5.
Yep,
One
it
was a back to school one, but yeah,
I knew it came in a mystery box. Shop, I apologize. I did not mean to steal your thunder. This did come from one of his mystery boxes, and as you can
Yeah.
see, 9.6. This is a
photo
thicker.
cup.
Yeah, it's like a glossy photo variant. This is very.
Yeah, there
this
was
shows
an art for the Series 1 Phantom Menace books. There was an art, and then there was the photo for each was the A and B. The B was the photo covers throughout the run.
and this really does highlight the imperfections. So I was very happy with the 9.6 on this.
Great book. Great book.
Yeah.
Greg.
All right. Like I said earlier, I'm on a quest to collect legends, signatures, and I'm okay with a qualified. This is the Punisher #1 limited series, and that's Michael Zeck's signature there, and it came with a COA. I may or may not send this to CBCS, but we'll see.
I'm a little bit of a Mike Zeck fan, and Mike Zeck has done some of the most legendary covers of the 1980s. You know, he did the Secret Wars Black Suit Spider-Man cover. He did the Death of Kraven's Last Hunt with all those magnificent covers from that Spider-Man crossover.
Yep.
But I think that particular one right there might be his best from the 80s. Punisher #1, you know, the shootout where he's falling down into a brick wall. That is incredible work. Yeah. Love it.
Nestle quit.
And GoBots.
Wow.
The perfect combination.
You remember popping those off with like your butter knife?
Oh yeah.
The cap.
Right? The other day I was opening up a can of Spam, and I was thinking, man, you remember when you used to take the stupid key and like
round it around.
Wow. This is definitely a show where we're going down memory lane, is it not, boys? Rich?
What happens when you get 4 old people together?
I don't send in for signing events, but I have no problem buying a yellow label. So when I can get a Neil Adams.
Oh boy.
Oh,
now we're talking.
This is one of the ones I got this. It's a 4 or 5, but you know, the other ones are just out of my budget. But
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. That could be a 9.8, 2.0. It doesn't matter. That's an iconic cover, iconic, and to have Neil Adams sign it right along, you know, the red box at the bottom.
Yeah.
Just
no, it's an iconic book, just not only from the cover standpoint, but from the fact that it's the book that changes how we really think about the Joker.
Yeah.
And so it's a great book to have to begin with, but to have a Neil Adams sign on it, that obviously, you know, that's just phenomenal.
Well, I mean, one of the things I can tell you though is if you're trying to decide whether or not to pull the trigger on it costs this kind of money, it helps to be on eBay when you're drunk. It hurts when you're sober.
Those are words that are generally not put together in a sentence.
Yeah, I mean,
it's generally not advisable to be drunk on eBay.
That. Yeah. The next
Your
thing,
wife may beg to differ, but yeah, it's a valid point.
What did I do? But I mean, when I sobered up and I saw how much I spent, I'm like, oh God. Then when it came in, I'm like, I don't regret it. I don't regret it. And that's the bottom line. I mean, I would probably regret it if I bought the Daisy BB gun. But actually,
the old Daisy rifle.
Yeah. So nothing sells better for kids in comic books than making a psychopathic Joker for a change and putting a rifle ad on the back. So.
Yeah. And Rob's absolutely correct. This is, you know, that 90-degree turn where we had the Joker go from just a campy
Cesar
character
Romero type of character
to a full-out terrorist psychopath. Yeah. And yeah, it's sad the creative team for that book is now gone entirely.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Greg, my man, I saw you hop up.
Yes, another one of my Legends collection is John Romita. Got it.
Yes, yes.
Hammer that bad boy
to appear. Look at that. Very good.
So
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah! Yeah.
We just had Remy's first appearance.
I'm very slow to try to find it on my phone and do all this stuff, but Mary Jane getting married to Peter the way it is intended and should still be great pickup.
Yeah, and there's so many great things surrounding this book. It's one of those first early books where there's actually 2 distinguishable variants that Marvel did then. Mary Jane's dress is actually done by an incredibly famous fashion designer at that time. That is not just something that was sketched up by Romita or anyone else in-house. They actually had a real fashion designer come up with that dress, and they actually had an event at Yankee Stadium where Spider-Man married MJ that was overseen and officiated by Stan Lee himself. Marvel kind of went all out for this particular annual where they finally did the right thing and had Peter had MJ become, you know, his better half. And that's the cover I personally prefer. where it's just the celebration of friends and family versus
Yeah.
the other variant cover where we had the heroes and the villains and
Yeah.
Peter in the Spider-Man costume.
I
Yeah.
do
I have
remember.
both because you got to have both. But
Yes.
I do remember in New York, because you said that they had the thing at Yankee Stadium, and there were
Yep.
a lot of people that were ticked off because Peter Parker is from Queens, and the Yankees are in the Bronx, but the Mets in Shea Stadium is in Queens, and they were like, "Well, he's here instead." So
Wow.
Facts. It's true.
I had no idea about that.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
now I get just real quick this because when he showed this to Ramita, this is one of my favorite comics. It's not Slab, sorry, but it's one of the Dynamic Forces books. I picked this up just because it's fun. It's a John Romita signed Sentry. The funny
Oh.
part is this is not John Romita's book, but it's John Romita's Jr.'s book. But John Romita Sr. signed and numbered it.
you guys are just playing out all the books that are signed by people who had nothing to do with anything. Huh?
Well, I've
I
actually
mean, at least
picked this
John
book,
Romita sired the junior, so I mean,
Yeah.
but I want to know the conversations that are going on in that house. You know, like the senior's like, your books don't even sell unless I sign them. You know.
but I've always said the junior's just a shadow of his father, but
Yeah.
and he's showing it off on his current run.
Yep,
Right.
yep,
This is true.
absolutely. I don't think there's going to be anybody that disagrees with that. Okay, so I have a Brave and the Bold #1 from April of 2007, which is signed by Bob Wycheck and George Perez.
Oh, yes.
Where is the Perez signature now? I really should have remembered to bring my glasses. Okay, so yeah, we have Wycheck down there in silver, and then along the side here, you got your Perez.
Yeah.
Nice.
He could have signed over the Vegas sign to make it stand out.
Yeah,
But hey, a 9.8, two autographs. Can't complain. 2 franchise characters on the front as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I have a book that's coming in the mail, but unfortunately, it's not here, so that'll have to be on the next time I get invited to the show. But yeah, we have. It looks like Adrenaline include race out to see Ghost Rider. I guess it just ads for different movies that are comic related, but are prior to the MCU.
Yeah. So Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man on the back.
Final Fantasy, Hellboy, Men in Black 2, Triple X State of the Union. So that's my one Perez signed book.
Very cool. All right. I think
Okay.
we're getting down to the nitty-gritty, boys. Greg,
Yep.
what do you have?
This was the second book I ever got graded, and it is Booster Gold #1. And I just really, I know Booster Gold's not super popular, but I just love his story about him being a loser from 1,000 years, or well, I forget how much in the future he is, but he just uses the technology to come back in time and be a stud. So I think it's a fun story, and it's a fun read too. I like Dan Jurgens. He did the art and the story. So I always, after speaking with Deegan about how the art works and all that, it's just like, I don't know how guys color art, pencil, ink, color, and do the story. It's just like so much work. So
Yeah, that's actually one of the hottest books in comics this week. If you take a look at the top 10 of best-selling back issues right now, Booster Gold has made his way into the top 10, that particular issue. So yeah, Booster Gold is starting to get a little bit of love. That's been well-deserved since the mid-age Gold Voltron. Yes, Voltron.
it's a great back cover.
That's terrific.
So that's cool. That's good to know about Booster Gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're pulling out all the little hot ones, aren't you?
Pulling out all the little hotties.
This is going to be the last one that I have for today.
Sure.
But it is Star Wars #70, which is honestly, it's not the greatest cover. It's one of those ones where they're depicting the different scenes from the movies. but it is signed by Ian McDermott.
Oh, the Emperor.
And he most of the books, when he remarks, he puts Palpatine. This is one of the few that he actually wrote Emperor Palpatine.
Oh wow.
That's awesome. I've
And
never
I
seen
really
that
don't
cover
consider that to be
before.
the greatest of artwork as far as the cover itself.
I don't think I've ever seen this book.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen it either. Does it say where the variant is from?
Simonson variant cover.
Okay,
It's actually done by Walt Simonson.
nice.
Interesting. The
Yeah,
man
on the
who
back.
did so much great stuff on Thor brings us some dark lightning on this one, huh?
Yes. Yes. Thor, X Factor. Yeah. Very cool. Greg, you got one more to share with the people?
What if it's not slabbed yet, but it will be?
Unacceptable.
What is the name of the show?
You're right. You're right.
No, that's okay.
You know how much
okay.
you know how much hate I got when I let Ilson show off a raw book?
Did you?
Well, it's in a faux slab here. How about that?
Oh,
Well,
Uh,
it is only slab. So if it's slab is a slab, we can't differentiate. Yes, all right. Let's see what it is. If it's making its way to CGC, sure.
So this is TMNT number 4, second printing. I love TMNT in general, and current ongoing series is really good. And it's long. It's on. I think they're at like 140 now, which is crazy for these days. But I love this cover because I believe it's the first one from the original run that's a regular comic book size. I might have started with 3, but I think it's this one because normally they're the magazine size from very early. And then this is the same art that's used on the Nintendo cartridge for the first NES TMNT game that I had as a kid too. So it's kind of like a double connection to me. So
yeah,
I
there are
love
a lot
it.
of Turtle fans watching. Let's be honest right now.
Turtles, and this is a wraparound too. Shows
Very
Donnie destroying some Mausers or something on the back. So
you plan on
Which
sending
when you
this to CGC? Sorry, Rich.
I want to save it for Eastman. So if I see him in person, I'll take it to there. But if he's doing like a CGC, signature event, I'll send it in for that. But eventually, yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this. We're going to get the generator ready for the final giveaway.
yes, of course.
Pull
But
this
first, Team Ohana, what do you guys got coming up this week?
This week, we have started a new series, which we got to do our second recording of the back issue book club, where we're rereading either say a limited series or a maxi series or a story arc from a comic book that maybe one or both of us haven't read in the past, and seeing how well it compares to today's writing, how well it would stand up to some of the stuff that's today. Would it do well if it was released these days? Like last week we did the Wolverine series from 1982, and I don't think it would do well if it was released now. It just doesn't hold up to the test of time with the way that they wrote it. We are also still doing our Saturday nights. We have a live stream tonight. It's going to be a busy day. But mainly we're just focusing on these 2 exclusive comics that we have coming out for Radiant Pink and Nightclub. I have such a hard time saying the right name. December 7th and December 14th. Both of these books in all their formats, signed, unsigned, remarked, bundles, everything are all available. Sketch, yes. Are all available on the syndicatecomicsshop.com. You can also find
the scroll that's going across the bottom, the link tree that has the link tree for Team Ohana has the link to go directly there. So if that's easier for you, since it's scrolling across, you guys can write it down and be able to pick that up.
Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate that, Rob.
And Roscoe, the answer to your question is, you bet your sweet ass I am.
Yeah.
In honor of Rob having no power, let's do the giveaway and hashtag, of course, no power. If everyone, we could have you throw hashtag no power or nop hour, whatever one you prefer, into the chat there. We'll do our second giveaway
Absolutely.
out of Rob's short box. And as someone that's been witnessing a lot of the books that Rob's been putting in there, it's an overflow of major books. He's got fantastic facsimiles in there. There's stuff, there's giveaways for non-comic books as well. Merch. I believe there's also a giveaway for a slab. Yeah, there's these are the ones you're going to want to be getting in on. He's got so much stuff. He's got stuff waiting to get into the box.
This is true. But
Wow.
Chris,
Yes.
what's coming up for you this week on your channel while people are hashtagging the no power?
I literally just finished recording another Walmart video before I went live with you fellas today. I'll probably be, if I get it edited up, I'll get it out today. Two cool guys swap picks should return for tomorrow. And hopefully Wednesday, when it rolls around, New Comic Book Day, my LCS will be open and operational. So I'm not doing any cloak and dagger style of comic retrieval to get my new comic books for New Comic Book Day. Long story short, I'll be going live Wednesday evening for a live New Comic Book Day hangout we'd like to call Show Us What You Got. And that's an open invitation for anyone and everyone in the comic book community. Just reach out to me on Instagram for a link to come show us the books you got for New Comic Book Day. Thanks, Rob.
Cool.
Phenomenal. And for me, of course, Monday will be another mail call. I think this Monday's mail call is a signature series mail call, so nothing but signature series slabs. And then Thursday will be a wonderful CBCS submission that's been away for a year. It's come back and full of mostly, I think, Silver Age and Golden Age books. So you Spidey guys out there, you might be interested in it. I think there's a handful of Spidey books in there. Just saying.
Rob,
Then, of course, Saturday we'll be back again with another episode of OnlySlabs. And since I can't pull up my calendar real quick, I can't remember who's up next. But hey, it's okay because right down below there, you have the next coming series. Couple episodes are already ready to go, so you can hit that notification bell and it'll be alerted when the show goes live.
It's Mighty Comics and Collectibles, if I'm correct.
Yes, it is. And then
Well,
the
that
following
sounds
week after
right to
that
me.
is Dope Comics.
Yes. All right. We currently have 31 people watching, 28 entries. We're going to go ahead and fire this bad boy up. Wheel of Fish. All right. And the winner for the second round of the giveaway on today's terrific episode is El Green Machine.
Congratulations.
Nice. Congratulations, sir. All right. Let me get this down onto the box here again, I think.
All right, we'll have Rich do the poll. Since there's three of us, I'll pass over to Rich. Rich, let us know which way you want to go. Any number up to 10, front or back, or front to back, or back and forth, or tell Rob where to stick his finger.
About 2 inches
Yeah,
in from the
apparently
front.
my wife, by the way, says you can also go front to back because it'll go both ways.
Okay, so 2 inches in from the front.
2 inches in from the front. Wow, that's disappointing.
I have
just
no
wanted-
idea what these references mean.
I just figured I'd do
That's
something that you're familiar
Chris,
with.
that's 5 centimeters.
Oh, thank you.
10
yeah.
centimeters in from the back.
I'm sorry, what's that?
10 centimeters in from the back.
10 centimeters. All right, so 4 inches.
4 inches.
Okay.
Sorry, Kevin.
How many books total?
6. So
6.
4 to go.
The very first book and the very last book.
Two more.
Now put your finger directly in the absolute center of the box.
Well, it's roughly in the center.
Okay. Whatever two books, the one in the front and the one in the back of your finger.
All right. All right, let's bring this camera back up here.
Okay,
All right.
so this is for El Green Machine.
First book up, Becker approved, Night Thrasher, #1.
Oh, wow.
Love number one.
Yes. Look at that. 30th anniversary of Spider-Man goodness right there.
From the pages of the New Warriors, Night Thrasher, part 1 of 4 in his own limited series at last. Next up, kind of timely if you're following the show, how about Teen Titans Annual #2, the origin of Brother Blood?
Brother Blood. Very nice. Lots of yellow on that cover, too.
Here's Justice League #75, the 1 in 25.
Wow.
It looks like a B cover. I don't know why it says 1 in 25 on the back of here. It may not be. But it is guaranteed to be Justice League issue 75.
Yeah, some of the ratios they do, Rob, is in the minimal trade dress.
Yeah. Here's a Catwoman issue 36.
Look at that.
Featuring Harley Quinn on the cover.
Is that
Artwork done by
familiar? That's not Harley. That's not Catwoman.
Jenny Frison, right?
That's one of my all-time favorites, Jenny Frison.
Yep. Chris is wondering why I'm giving away Jenny Frison covers.
We're going to talk backstage about that.
How about Spider-Gwen issue 3?
Cool.
Wow. I've never seen that cover before. That looks great.
It does.
A little Punisher skull in the background.
Yeah. Yeah, something tells me she's going to do with the Punisher there.
And last book. Oh, here we go. Another timely book. How about the facsimile for the Marvel family?
Oh,
First
wow.
appearance
Oh, very nice.
of Black Adam.
Wow. That short printed book. Very nice. That is terrific.
Congratulations. Great set of books there. El Green Machine, just I'm pretty sure I've got your information. So
yeah, just to make sure El Green Machine reach out to Rob, let him have your information on Instagram. I do believe that he's been successful in a win here before, Rob.
Yeah, no, I'm sure I do. Sometimes it's just finding people's handle on Instagram. If it's not the same, is sometimes I just need to be reminded to have somebody go tag, just that way I can find them easily.
Noise.
All right, phenomenal, guys. Thank you very much. Appreciate you guys coming on and being guests on the show again. Rich, Greg, we're glad to have you for the first time here, and Chris, as always, thank you very much for. What I'm sure is a seamless transition when my power went out.
Just like the presidential elections, a seamless transfer of power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
except that last guy. But anyways,
we kept going. The only thing is, Chris, we're not giving anything away till Rob gets back.
Yes.
To everybody who joined us in the chat and has put up with today's weirdness of this episode. Thank you very much for coming out and joining us as always here on OnlySlabs, and hope that you'll join us next week for another exciting episode of They Do It With Power or They Do It Without.
By candlelight.
There's a Bullwinkle reference. Anyways, until next time, guys, collect what you want. Don't listen to anybody, including me. I mean, I'm just a fat man with a fat stack of comics and a fat opinion and no power. Thanks for watching.
Bye.